It's 5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
Shh, listen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start the party.
Broadcasting around the world. Polkas After Dark. This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now. It's another live broadcast. Special edition. Now, your host, your USPA IJs of the Year for 2023, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It's all good because you guys are here with us.
And we're here with you.
On Polkas After Dark right here, youtube.com and... of course, Facebook Live.
You did that backwards.
Yeah, well, I try to
mix it up a bit.
Yeah, mix it up a bit. Hey, hello to Roger Melanowski. He's here. Eddie Gavran is here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, Eddie. Michelle Trzynski is here. Hello, Michelle. Always a pleasure to see you, young lady. Lizzie Rozak is here. Andrew Haverlick, John and Marge Subcheck from Florida. They are tuned in. Also, we have... Mr. Chris Curtis, all the way out there in Ohio.
Oh, hi.
And do you got anybody over in the YouTube
people here.
chat?
They just ain't chatting yet. No
well, we're going to say
yet.
hi to Mr. Steve Gramala. You know, he wants to hear a waltz later with Lenny Gamolka and Chicago Push.
Okay.
And also Mary Lou Czerniak. So we're going to dig that one up for him at some point. Hey, we are going to be talking live with Mr. Fred Edelmaier this evening. And actually, just in less than a half an hour, we're going to be getting him on the phone. And that is going to be a lot of fun chatting with him and finding out a lot about his background with the Pala Brothers, the Ampliers, Downtown Sound. He's played with Keith Strauss and Polka Confetti and just a whole bunch of bands.
It was nice talking to him yesterday.
Yeah, Keith Strauss. Yes,
always
it was.
nice when he allows us the privilege of his company.
Yes, his presence.
And everybody else. We got to see a lot of people yesterday.
Yeah.
Over at Danny Potts's.
Yeah.
Dinah Brass played.
Dinah Brass played. They sounded good, by the way.
They always
did a
sound
great job.
I absolutely love that band.
They played some of their new tunes, which was also great. But let's get things started off with the Pala Brothers tune. Here's one called You Don't Love Me. You guys are going to know it by a different name. Hey, hello to Rosemary Shemileski, and good evening, afternoon, evening, whatever it is, to Alice Fischler up in Ontario, Canada. It also looks like Linda P. has joined us from Niagara Falls. Linda Petrozeski, hopefully Jenny's tuned in.
I told this heart of mine our love could never be. But then I hear your voice and something stirs inside of me. Somehow I can't dismiss the memory of your kiss. Yes, my heart has a mind of its own. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how I try, I just can't turn the other way. When I'm with someone new, I always think of you. Yes, my heart has a mind of its own.
Hey, Mr. Pete Sloan is here once again. Thanks for everything you did for us with Jerry and the family over at Salvatore's. Russell's Steaks, Chops, and more, I should say.
puppet, and I just can't seem to break the string. I say I'll let you go, but then my heart says no. Guess my heart has a mind of its own.
Hey, Donna Zielinski has joined us from Niagara Falls as well. And Jerry and I were just talking there, Rosemary. Hope you get a chance to stop by. There's a free evening at the M Hotel. Gosh, I'll get it out here. On Saturday the 19th, which is the pre-Dingus. That's Saturday the 19th of April. And then we've got, let's see here, Lenny Gomulka, Chicago Push, and PCM. On Sunday over at the M Hotel. And then on Monday, of course, you're going to be entertained by Polka Family and also the New Generation Band. And once again, congratulations to a lot of people on their winnings at the IPA this year.
Yes, I don't have that pulled
which
up yet,
that's okay, but
give me a
we
second,
are going
'cause
to
I
make
got it
sure that
right
we do
here.
congratulate once again Mr. Mark Jansen. Congratulations to you, sir. Also, Kimberly Ullman from the New Generation Band. And Jerry, who do you have there? Why don't you just bring those up, if you wouldn't mind?
Sure. We have in the living category John Kravich and Mark Jansen.
Nice.
Deceased category is Bob Earl and Chester Palla.
Oh, nice.
Pioneer category is Richard Sendra. And then the awards for 2024 are going to female vocalist Kimberly Ullman, male vocalist Lenny Gomulka, Band of the Year Frankie Lishka and Blue Magic.
Hey.
Song of the Year is Bella Ciao, or Ciao Bella, however you would like
Bella
to say it, by Frankie Lishka and Blue Magic. And then their recording, Thanks a Lot, is the Album of the Year.
Oh, that's beautiful.
International style female vocal goes to Molly Booster Lang.
Yeah.
Male vocalist is Ted Lang.
All right.
International Band of the Year is the Alex Meixner Band.
Yeah.
His Beer Medley is the Song of the Year.
Nice.
And he is also holding the Album of the Year.
Oh.
It's called Fest. Then we have Joe Jaworski Award is going to...
The Joe Josiak Award?
Is that Josiak? I'm sorry.
Josiak, yeah.
Whatever.
Joe Josiak Award.
Okay, goes to Harold Otto. And then the
Yeah.
Lenny Kaczynski.
Leon.
It says Leon.
Yeah, Leon, not Lenny.
Ghost.
You said Lenny. Leon Kaczynski.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anyone. It goes to Whitey
Kaznicki.
Anyway.
Sorry. No, I'm reading it from here. The Leon Kaznicki. Your print is so small.
It is small. That's
should actually bring it up a little
probably
bit
why
so
I
we
was
can all
having
see
a
it.
problem. But
That goes to Whitey
congratulations.
Rignetz.
Yes, it does. I said
Yeah.
that.
Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Hey, let's go ahead and bring up some more polka music as we get ready to be entertained by none other than Mr. Fred Edelmaier from Chicago. Hey, but before we do that, Peter Sloan, once again, thank you so much for your professionalism, your photography talents. But you got to get a chance to catch this. Why don't you, Peter?
How are you tonight?
I'm great, thank you.
And where would you like to have dinner tonight?
Well, Russell's, of course.
Why, thank you so much.
And that is,
My
of
first
course,
commercial.
the world famous Russ Salvatore. Russell, thank you so much for doing that for us, buddy. Hey, we're going to also say hi and howdy to Linda Chipchak Merwin, also to Marty, also to Dad Mike Chipchak. He is here in the house with us. And let's go ahead and bring up that song that we wanted to hit over here. Here's Downtown Sound, a little bit of Tell the Boys.
You can tell the boys your lies and whisper in their ears. You can tell the boys the things they really like to hear. You can tell them anything you want from A to Z. Just be sure you tell the boys you're going home with me. Tell the boys that you're married now. Tell the boys you don't fool around no how. Tell the boys that you're spoken for. Tell the boys that what you did you don't do anymore. You can dance with all the boys and let them hold you tight. But I'm the only boy who should be kissing you goodnight. You can smile with eyes that sparkle, that don't mean a thing. Just be sure they see the sparkle of your wedding ring. Tell the boys that you're married now. Tell the boys you don't fool around no how. Tell the boys that you're spoken for. Tell the boys that what you did you don't do anymore. Tell the boys that you're married now. Tell the boys you don't fool around no how. Tell the boys that your single days are through. And if you tell the boys, I'll tell the girls I'm married too.
Oh, yeah, that is one by the Downtown Sound. Hey, we're going to be getting Mr. Fred Edelmaier on here in just a little while. We want to say hello to Maria Rose. She is joining us. Also, Carol Hahn Lazarek. Thank you for joining us, Carol. Dawn Marie Danielski. Hello to you, Dawn Marie. Also, let's see here, Mr. Rick Bukowski. Once again, great job with the food over there on Friday night over at the Elks Lodge. Great. Yep, over at the Elks Lodge in Lancaster, New York. Hey, we're going to say hi to Peter, PCM fan, a.k.a. Peter and Kim. And we do want to remind you guys that there's a lot of things going on in this neck of the woods for Dingus Day. And then we're going to also have a whole bunch of things coming your way for, let's see, the USPA, the IPA, Holy Toledo, which is right around the corner.
Everything is right around the corner.
I just cannot believe that at all with Holy Toledo. It's amazing. But we're going to go ahead and play a song by PCM. Here's one called The Pool Party Polka. And we also want to remind you guys, do not forget to join us, Jerry and I, over at the M Hotel on April the 19th, 20th, and 21st. We are going to be doing a live broadcast on the 19th, Saturday evening from the Twigs Lounge. We'll be telling you all about that and more. That is from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We hope you guys are coming out and you are going to be joining us. And then also, like we mentioned, Lenny is going to be performing on Sunday. And Jerry and I take the Courtyard stage at noon until 4 p.m. on Dingus Day Monday. But as promised, here's your pool party song.
It's the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. Let's sing the grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly, cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. yourself a pin. Stay out of the water if you don't know how to swim. Over in the shallow end where no one else could see, I was showing her my dance moves and then she showed hers to me. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. This ain't the grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly, cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. We left Miami on a ship for the polka Bruce cruise. Everyone was drinking like they're running out of booze. The band was getting ready, the guys on horns were set, and someone did a cannonball and got the drummer wet. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. This ain't your grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly, cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. We polka at the hotel to our favorite polka songs. We polka in the winter cause it's summer all year long. We polka at the Parrot, a bar right by the sea. The girls wearing bikinis but it doesn't bother me. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. This ain't your grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. Jersey Polka Richie from the Polka Hall of Fame. He stopped by and played us and we're oh so glad he came. He played his concertina, he sang just like a bird. The lyrics were in Polish, we don't understand a word. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. This ain't your grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. We polka in the morning, we polka after school. As the sun is setting low, it sparkles like a jewel. If you're up north freezing, I know this may sound cool, but we'll see you all next winter as we polka by the pool. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. This ain't your grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool.
The 2025 polka season is not that far off, so now is the time to get ready for the first major polka festival of the year, Holy Toledo. Yes, Holy Toledo Polka Days, another stellar polka festival, April 10th through the 13th, featuring your host band, the Dyna Brass. The Music Company, the Polka Family, Gary Kaminsky's Polka Network, the Polka Country Musicians, and Michael Costa and The Beat. Kicking it all off, it's the Holy Toledo Jam Band on Thursday, April 10th, and a final polka party on Sunday, April 13th with the Polka Country Musicians. We'll also have two Jammer polka parties with Kenny Olowin's Hot American Polkas. The main event will once again be held at the Holiday Inn and Suites in Perrysburg, Ohio, April 10th through the 13th. For more information, check online at HolyToledoPolkaDays.com.
Hey, these guys rocked the house, didn't they, Jerry,
They
last
sure
night?
did.
Polej, bracie, polej, niech się leje czysta. Póki noc jest młoda, póki nam nie szkoda. Polej, bracie, polej, zostań ze mną jeszcze. Chcę do rana tańczyć, tańczyć. do mnie tak, nigdy nie tylko ja. Lecz czy to miłość, czy ba jeszcze nie wiem, jeszcze nie wiem. Polej, bracie, polej, niech się leje czysta, póki noc jest młoda, póki nam nie szkoda. Polej, bracie, polej, zostań ze mną jeszcze, chcę do rana tańczyć, tańczyć aż po świt. Hej! Za rękę złap mnie tak, jakby się kończył świat. Polećmy dzisiaj sami gdzieś przed siebie, choć minął czas już ma, nie liczmy godzin, lat. Bo życie jest jak rzeka, która płynie, która płynie. Polej, bracie, polej, niech się leje czysta, póki noc jest młoda, póki nam nie szkoda. Polej, bracie, polej, zostań ze mną jeszcze, chcę do rana tańczyć, tańczyć aż po świt. Polej, bracie, polej, niech się leje czysta, póki noc jest młoda, póki nam nie szkoda. Polej, bracie, polej, zostań ze mną jeszcze, chcę do rana tańczyć, tańczyć aż po świt. Polej, bracie, polej, niech się leje czysta, póki noc jest młoda, póki nam nie szkoda. Polej, bracie, polej, zostań ze mną jeszcze, chcę do rana tańczyć, tańczyć aż po świt. Hej!
Oh, yeah. Again, they did a bang-up job yesterday evening over at Potts Banquet Hall. That's the Dynabrass. That's not the brand new recording. We're going to play something off of that in just a little while. But right now, let's bring up the Female Vocalist of the Year by the IPA.
Whoop, whoop.
Congratulations once again to you, young lady. Hey, we're going to say hi to Tommy Belonde. He's here in the house. Can't wait to get a chance to talk to him on a future broadcast and interview. Also, Karen Savaggio is tuned in. Ben Lynn is also here. And, of course, John Lindner and Kathy. Hello to you kids out there, wherever you may be. Let's see. Maria and Eddie Pilarz are joining us. Dean Powers is here. Barb and Emil Pahodich down in Pennsylvania. Frank Stetter. Frank is going to be in town over at the Corpus Christi. Yeah, they're going to be playing a big Dingus Day event over there on April the 21st. That's a Monday. Jill Urich is here. Hello to you, Jill. And let's go ahead and bring that Female Vocalist of the Year up on the brand new recording. And that is, here's Jose Cuervo. Hello to Pauline and Delphine Couar. Welcome to Polkas After Dark.
Tequila. Well, it's Sunday morning and the sun is shining in my eye that is opened and my head is spinning. Was the life of the party. I can't stop grinning. I had too much tequila last night. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Did I kiss all the cowboys? Did I shoot out the
is your number one. That's right, your number one female vocalist of the year for the United States. I'm sorry, the International Polka Association. Sorry about that.
USPA hasn't finished voting yet.
No,
so.
That's true. I think that's tomorrow.
She could
I think
take them
is
both. I mean, you never know.
Possibilities are endless. Hey, and speaking of possibilities are endless, guess who we have on the phone, folks? We have Mr. Fred Edelmaier from, and he did correct me, he is in Chicago area, Illinois. He's not in Indiana, where we thought he was. Fred, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Oh,
Robin, how you doing today?
Perfect.
How are you?
That is perfect. Very good. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. I'm amazed I'm here, to be honest with you.
We are honored to have you.
Yes, here.
Oh,
You know, you
thank
have
you much.
you have been idolized ever since I saw you play with Downtown Sound. I want to say it was probably a USPA back many, many years ago. How long has Downtown Sound been out of existence?
Well, our last gig was in December of 2013. So,
wow.
Yeah.
It's been that long ago. Holy smokes.
I know time is a big thief, man. It's like, wow.
It sure
you know?
is. Hey, and we're going to say hello, good evening to Barb Zielinski from Holy Toledo Days. Gosh, I can't remember the last time we got a chance to chat with her. Hey, but welcome to the show, Fred. And I want to start out like I do every broadcast with an interview. And tell us, Fred, how old were you when you heard your first polka?
Well, when I heard my first polka, it had to be at a visit to my grandparents' house here in Calumet City. But at the time, I didn't think anything of it. It was just music on a Sunday afternoon that we'd go to my grandparents after church, kind of a thing. So, so I was maybe 5, 6.
Oh, geez. Okay. And so that's when you were introduced to the music. And then how old were you when you picked up your first instrument?
Well, my dad purchased a set of drums and a guitar for me, drums for my brother, guitar for me on Christmas in 1966.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And he insisted we go for lessons. He says, if I'm gonna keep this up, you guys have to take lessons. So he signed us up for lessons here in town. And there were 2 music schools. One was for like the rockers in town, and then the other one was for all the old schmaltzy stuff that we ended up taking lessons at.
Oh, wow.
But the guy had the guy whose studio it was, he had a really cool idea in that he would always try and match up his students with other students and form little groups.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so like my brother and I were already, a duo. So he put together an accordion player, and I can still to this day remember her name. It was Tina Rizkowski, and her and her mother. She had a twin, and her and her mother used to go to the gigs that we'd play, and that lasted a while, and then we had a couple other accordion players, but my brother and I had the Trisonics. That was the name of our band.
Oh, cool name.
Yeah, and so we had that band going for quite a while, and then the guy here again, the music instructor, he had a lot of connections here in town. So like our first gig was actually in the summer of 1967. So we started in 67 playing, and he got us our first gigs here in town in 1967 on Labor Day. They used to have festival, like a week-long thing here in town, and they had a parade and it was a big deal. And there was music every night. So we got to play one of the shows for that Labor Day festival. And we also, we had to borrow my grandfather's old Ford truck. It was an old panel truck, and we played the parade that year.
Oh,
it was,
sweet.
I remember that to this day. So, yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. So what was your first instrument that you picked up? Was it bass?
No, I actually started playing guitar. Yeah, and I did that all through, and then I picked up the bass. Actually, it was one of our keyboard players with the Trisonics told me one year, he says, "Hey, Fred, we're having the jazz band at the high school needs a guitar player." So I went for rehearsals during the summer. I think it was like summer of 70, 71, something like that. So I played guitar, and then some of the songs didn't lend itself well to just having a guitar. So they says, "Can you play the bass?" So I borrowed a bass from that same music teacher that we had, and he ended up giving me the bass. He says, "Here, you're going to use it more than I ever will." So he gave me that. I still have that to this day. It's a 1964 Fender Precision.
Oh, wow.
So, and I played bass. So, because I did take keyboard lessons too, so I knew how to read bass clef. So, because all of the stuff in the jazz band was charted. So,
okay.
That's when I started playing bass in 71. And that's kind of how I got into playing with Paula Brothers. So that's a crazy story. So we had rehearsals in the summer for the jazz band, and Bob Bobin was coming into our school to be a student teacher. During the summer, he came in, and he asked me, he says, "Hey," he heard me playing bass in the jazz band. He says, "Hey, have you ever played any polkas?" And I'm like, "No." The standard like Pennsylvania polka and stuff like that was what I did. And he goes, no, none of that. Here, I'll give you some of these records. If you can listen to them and you think you can do it, we've got some gigs coming up. So, because apparently Bill Pacusa, who was their original bass player, and Bill actually wrote a ton of their songs on the older albums. He had moved to Florida and retired down there, so they needed a bass player. So at the time I joined the Paula Brothers, it was kind of on a part-time thing, whenever I had an opening with my band. And so that was Chet Paula, Al Paula, Wally Paula, Bob Bobin, and a guy named Jules Prada on sax and clarinet. And that was how I got introduced to the life of polka music.
Through the Paula Brothers. Man, what a story.
Yeah. It was, and it was like I'm just a, high school kid. I didn't know that kind of gigging around, we did some out of town stuff, which was a trip to me. It was like the whole different world,
Now, Bill, you mentioned, he has since passed, has he not?
Who's that?
Bill, the bass player?
Bill Pacusa. Oh yeah, he passed. Yeah, quite a few years ago.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then we just lost Chester. What was it, last year or year before?
Yeah, it was. I think a year ago. I think it was now. Already. Here again, time is just slipping away.
Yes.
Man,
Yes, it is. And oddly enough, I was perusing through some videos on YouTube, which I love to do in the evenings when we're not on, and I noticed that I think there was a don't shoot me if I don't have the correct year, but I think it was like a 1997 Paula Brothers reunion. Bobby Bobin was playing clarinet, and all the guys were there, and as they pan over, you can see your smiling face right behind Bobin. And it's like, hey, that's amazing. So you kind of then got your feet wet with the Paula Brothers.
Right. And like I said, the first couple of years, because the Trisonics, we went on to, I think it was just at the end of 1973 or somewhere in 74. It's so many years have passed. It's like the dates get a little fuzzy at times.
Oh, sure.
Because we were doing those 3 and 4 night a week gigs, and with the Trisonics, we had a guy who had a Hammond organ that he used to have in his home, and that's a kind of weird thing. So we says, well, we can't lift this whole organ all at one piece. So there was a place on Pulaski Avenue here in Chicago that would chop them. They would take the top and chop the top, and then the bottom, and then they'd have a cable that kind of connected all the electronics and everything together. So we hauled that in my Chevy van to these gigs. Fortunately, it was like when you did these month-long gigs, you set it up and you're there for the whole month,
Yeah, well, that's nice. Holy smokes, though, those things had to be several 100 pounds, didn't they?
Oh yeah, and we put the legs in first, and then slide the top on top. Yeah, and then we get to the venue, slide it back out. Yeah, it was a trip. Yeah, it was.
Wow.
But somehow we did it. Got the PA system and everything in the van. So
Okay, so moving from the Pala Brothers, where did you go next? Where did your career take you?
well, so then the Paula brothers broke up, and I kind of had a 6 or 8 month lull. And my mother-in-law, who was really into the polka scene, she somehow was listening to I think it was, Dan Matea and the guys were doing something else. I think it was a different band, and they were just getting ready to start the Downtown Sound.
Okay.
And she kind of says, "Hey, my son-in-law is he's not playing. He would sure like to play." So at the time, the accordion player who last I played with in the Paula Brothers, Stanley Kujawa, he was rehearsing with them, and he says, "Yeah, bring Fred in." So that was kind of how I got in with the Downtown Sound then after that. So,
jeez. Now, who was with the Downtown Sound when you guys first formed?
Well, the first band that actually played a gig was Stanley Kujawa, Melvin Rizzuto, the box player was Randy Cusick. We had Danny Matea, of course, and then Danny Ludansky on the horns. Danny played sax and clarinet, Matea.
Okay.
And so that was the original band.
All right.
Yeah.
And then when did Mr. Greg Novak hit the scene?
He was kind of at the tail end of the band. I mean, I think he was at tail end. He was like 15 or 18 years with the band.
Wow.
I mean, there was 32 years total. So yeah, it was pretty intense. I mean, we had a lot of fun. We did a lot of stuff, man. A lot of gigs.
And like I said, I remember you guys, and I can't believe, though, it was like 2012, 2013. That's scary.
Yeah. I know.
Might have even been earlier. Might have been like 2009, 2010, something like that.
Right. And I was looking, because when Bobin passed, that was kind of a sad day. And actually, the Stanley Kujawa, the accordion player, he had passed at an early age too. So it's like you look back on this stuff and you say, I'm just happy I'm still alive.
Yeah. Waking up on the right side of the dirt, as we refer to it as we get older. Hey, okay, so then Downtown Sound, which you did a great stint with. After that, who did you start performing with?
Well, I took a break again, and then Wayne Shinkowski calls me up out of nowhere, and they had a dance here in Hegewisch, Illinois, and he called because what had happened was Wally, their bass player, Wally, had a heart attack.
Oh.
And he couldn't play a couple of gigs. He wasn't sure if he was ever going to be able to come back. Wally Procura.
Yeah.
So,
was that the guy with the ponytail?
Yep.
I remember him well.
Yeah, the mini Ampeg. Yeah, upright. Yeah. And so I played a gig in Hegewisch with those guys, and then I just kind of stuck it out with them until Wayne kind of quit. And then so the guys were, I call them the easy airs, but because we did is the easy tones.
Okay.
But we were still doing a lot of ample airs material.
Okay.
So yeah. And then I'm trying to think now, putting it all back together. Yeah. So then I was with them for until a couple years ago, and then what I just the pandemic kind of put a whole different spin on a lot of stuff. How your attitude toward playing and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of fell out of it. It wasn't fun, and I always said to myself, I'm going to stop playing when it's not fun. And it kind of got to be where it wasn't fun. Yes. And I stopped for a while again. And I had no intention of going back.
Okay.
And then the following year, like January, I get a call from Mr. Keith Strauss. Hey, Fred. I
have to laugh at all of these because this is priceless. It really is.
So Keith says, I got all kinds of jobs. You're interested in playing bass? And I'm like him hawing around. I don't know. Let me think about it. And I thought for a couple of weeks about it. And then I went and did a couple of rehearsals with the guys, and it clicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can kind of tell when it feels good, and it felt good. So I went with Keith, and they just got so busy. It was like unbelievable. You know, that first year was like, there were a couple of months we were playing, I don't know, 10 jobs a week. It was like nuts. You know, I forget what it actually was. That might be an exaggeration, but it seemed like it.
Well, you know what? You know what's funny is we brought Keith Strauss on yesterday on the broadcast.
Yeah, I listened.
Oh, did you? To talk a little bit
there.
about, Dingus Day, Easter Sunday and Dingus Day, because he's going to be up here in our neck of the woods.
Yeah,
and it was
3
funny
days.
because,
You know, three gigs. It's like, holy crap.
and it's kind of funny too because, you know, in talking to him, I said, okay, so where else are you going to be playing? Well, he starts rattling off these dates, and he says, you know, we've got, and I think it was, don't quote me here, because my age and mind is going too, but I think he said 43 or 47 gigs this year.
Yeah.
Which is totally amazing for this industry. But the nice part about Keith's band is they are true honky. And you got Bobby Piven, which is going to be joining us for an interview. We had Teddy Abajcik came on for an interview. Oh, I want to say maybe about a month or so ago. Great chance to talk to him, and ran into him and Bobby whenever they were playing down at Potts Banquet Hall. You know, most recent. But and also we have a viewer, a very, very close friend of mine, has been a close family friend, I want to say, Donna Zielinski. She said that her cousin Carolyn actually is married to Danny Ludansky.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Voodoo.
Yep.
And
yep, that's true. Yep.
So, you know, it's crazy how all of this stuff comes together. You get people that are just reminded of different things. Now, let's see here. What else did I want to ask you? What is your favorite personal genre of music that you like to listen to, Fred, when you're not listening to polkas?
Well, when I'm not listening to polkas, and if you ever talk to Melvin Rizzuto, because he was my road buddy when we used to travel out of town, my van was spinning Leroy Parnell like every mile.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now I have to admit I'm not familiar with the name. I apologize.
Yeah. Well, you should be. He's a country blues rock. You know, he plays slide guitar. But I actually listen to all kinds of stuff when I am listening. My wife and I used to have seasons tickets to the symphony, and I used to enjoy going downtown for that. So it's like, as long as it's good, I like all kinds of music. Really. I don't have like one exact specialty that I like listening to.
Now, tell us a little bit about what else you do, Fred, because we have seen a lot of things that you are doing a lot of church work with singing in the church, playing guitar. I think you said a Friday, weren't you doing stations?
Yeah, this past Friday, they asked me to substitute for our organist. So, I mean, when you're doing Stations of the Cross, there's not a whole lot of playing going on, but it's just to set up the songs that you sing while the stations are done. So, yeah, I played stations this past Friday. I've been asked to do weddings where it's just my guitar and me vocalizing.
And your vocal, yeah.
Yeah, and then usually like I do the funerals for our church, and actually I've done some for a couple other churches too around the area, and those usually have an organist accompaniment. So that's always that's kind of nice to have.
Now, I take it you read music, right?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. My dad insisted that we take up lessons from a place where we learned how to read.
Okay.
Yeah. Even now this is something you being a drummer, you might find interesting. My brother used to have to learn how to read drum charts. You know, that's how much of a stickler this guy was.
Interesting.
You know?
I don't read
Yeah.
music. I never did. I've always played by ear. I know chords. So if somebody, writes out like the A, at the very top of a measure and
Right.
E and stuff like that, okay, I can really kick some butt with that. But as far as actually reading notes, forget it. Not interested, and it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, especially at
Yep.
this point in my life too. Hey,
Well, to be perfectly honest, my reading skills have gone downhill drastically. So, yeah. But just like you, as long as I have a chord chart, I'm a happy camper.
now your last name, is it German?
Yes. My dad came from Germany right after the war, World War II. He had an uncle that lived in Chicago, and back in the day when you had to have a sponsor to get in here, the sponsor had to guarantee you had a place to live and a job. So he came and lived with his uncle for a while, worked in his bakery, and that was kind of what my dad did. He was a baker and a cook in the Army.
Wow.
He came here and could barely speak the language, and in less than a year, he ended up getting drafted and sent to Korea. So, he was stationed in Korea for 2 years, and then he couldn't come back home because he didn't have citizenship papers. So they had to go and get the citizenship papers sent to Seoul so he could get on a boat and come home. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yep,
super.
different time.
Now, the
Yep.
reason why I had asked that is your Polish pronunciation is amazing. Where did you learn how to? Do you speak Polish as well as sing it?
No, it's all phonetic. And
It is.
Actually, I had a great teacher. Here again, I have to give all the credit to Mr. Chester Rizutko, Rick and Melvin's dad. He would sit with me and go through the tunes that we wanted to do, and he'd spend hours with me at his house, and just going through the pronunciations to make sure. He was a stickler about getting the Polish right. So, and I'm happy that that's a compliment to me, because it just, I want to do it right too. So it's kind of a compliment to him.
Yeah. Well, you're doing something right. That is for sure, buddy. So, where are some of the places that you have recorded? Because you've done a lot of recordings over your career, and maybe you've even done other types of recordings, other genres of music besides polkas. Have you?
Yeah. My first recordings were, of course, with Paula Brothers.
Where
Chet
did you
Schaefer.
record?
Pardon?
Where did you record?
We started recording at Eddie Bell's studio. I think it was like on 47th Street. He used to have a studio downstairs, and then they lived upstairs, I think, if I recall. And we did our first recordings there at Eddie's studios. And then later on, Chet Schaefer was able to get us into Universal downtown, Universal Studios, and they did a lot of major recordings. So that was great. And I got a crazy story for you too. So one of the albums, they asked me to play banjo. So I says, well, okay. So I got myself a banjo and I plinked around on it. And so we did one of the recordings of my banjo playing on Hey Mr. Squeezebox or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first one where I put banjos on, and then there's like 3 or 4 or 5 songs on the one of the other albums where I had banjo. So the story goes like this. So we're at Universal Studios in their Studio A, which is like the biggest studio in town. It's for orchestras. They set me up a stool in the middle of the floor to play my banjo parts, because we were just going we were doing overdubs and throwing extra parts on some of the stuff that was already in the can.
Okay.
And so these guys are standing in the control room making faces at me, trying to break me up every minute. So I had a friend of mine who had gone to the recording session with me, and she at one point I said I have to use the bathroom, and coming up to the elevator to start this again, on the elevator up to the recording session, they had a couple of guys with flight cases, and on the flight cases they had Chase written all over them. So Chase, Bill Chase, the group Chase.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember them.
Yes, that
anyway,
I do.
Let's Get It On, that kind of, those were some of the songs they did. Anyway, so we're done with the session. I got to find the bathroom. I go down the hallway. A guy pops out of the Studio B, says, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I says, "Well, we just finished recording some stuff. I was playing banjo." He goes, "Do you play guitar?" I says, "Well, I dabble in it." And he says, "Wait right here." He goes back into the studio, grabs his guitar, brings it out into the hallway, straps it on me, and says, "Go in there and play with those guys." So the rhythm section from the group Chase is just jamming away. And I'm standing there like, what do I do? And the drummer's like changing different tempos and stuff, and the organist is all over the place. I figured out what chords they were playing. So I'm standing in there jamming with this rhythm section from the Chase band, and the girl that was with me, she goes, "Where's Fred?" Bob Bobin nonchalantly says, "Oh, he's in there playing with Chase." So she comes into the room and sits down alongside, and I'm like, I had sweat marks probably down to my waistline already. I was so. It was a surreal moment. I'll tell you.
And of course, you didn't get anybody's autographs or anything at that point,
well,
did you? Or
no,
did you?
I didn't. And the weird thing, because the guitar player, I think he went out to get smashed or something. So, and that's why you stress, because their manager came in and he's asking, "Where's so and so?" And he's like really ticked off that this guy wasn't in the rehearsal, And so I had actually asked the guys. I says, "Hey, do you guys have any pictures that you could sign for me?" And everything's out in the van, man. Sorry. So, but that was probably one of my coolest recollections of playing with those guys.
That is huge, Fred. I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't expecting a story like that to be coming out.
Well, and the sad part of that story was like. Maybe later that month or a month later afterward, they had taken a trip down to Southern Illinois for a gig, and the plane crashed. So that was, and everybody on that plane was lost. Yeah. So that was,
you've got to be kidding me. How devastating.
Yeah, that was, and I'm like, holy crap, I played with those guys, so, yep.
Oh, boy. Man, well, I'm so sorry to hear that. Jeez, whiz. Do you have a favorite band, Fred, that you have never played with or performed in, but you always wanted to, past or present, and it can be a polka band or any other genre?
Well, I always was a big Johnny Winters fan, and I actually had the chance to meet him. He's the main character on my Facebook page there when you open it up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I actually had a chance to meet him. I took Mel with me. I had some connections that we were able to get backstage and meet him, and but that's as far as it ever went. I never actually got to perform with him. But I do have a guy who I did get to perform with, which still to this day kind of it has me in shock. My friend Leroy Parnell, who I talked about before.
Yeah.
I used to show up at his shows like out of nowhere, and he'd be like, "Fred, what are you doing here?" So one time he was putting on a guitar seminar in Minnesota, and at like 10 o'clock in the morning, I saw there was a phone call on my cell phone, and it was Leroy. And we were playing phone tag all day, so finally we get together, and he goes, "Fred, would you be interested in playing some bass for me on this thing out in Minnesota?" And I says, "Oh my God, Yeah.
No, I don't think I'd be interested, but thanks for asking anyhow.
Yeah. So I was rushing around the whole day. I had a plan in my head on how to get my guitar on the plane and stuff,
Yeah.
And then now it's a whole different ball game. Do I take my bass? I don't have a flight case for my bass. How do I get it on board? And that kind. So
A burlap sack, a potato sack.
Well, I ended up taking my rectangular bass case, and I was able. That the airline allowed me to put it up on the luggage bin up above. Surprisingly enough, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So then to continue on that story, it was like, we get to. They had a meet and greet on Friday afternoon at this bar in Minnesota. So Leroy comes in and I'm standing there and I said, Leroy, what are we going to do, man? I've never actually played your material. I listened to every song you've ever done. Fred, don't worry about it. You'll do just fine. I'm like, okay. So later on that evening, I pressed them again. I said, Leroy, I got to know what we're doing, man. I have no clue. He says, just hold on. So he contacted his guitar player, had him send over charts on the stuff that they were doing onto my phone. So I get these things at like midnight on my phone, and I'm looking at them like, this is and they all, down in Nashville, everybody plays with what they call Nashville numbers charts. And it's a whole different way of playing music.
Yeah, not familiar with that term at all.
Yeah. So basically it's like, if you're in the key of G, you play 1-4-5 and it's 1-4-5. If you want to change the key, it's still 1-4-5, So anyway, he sends all of these and I'm like, the next morning, I'm like, Leroy, I've never read numbers charts. Fred will take care of it. We drove around town. I had such a blast that whole weekend because he and I got to hang out the entire weekend. It was probably the coolest thing I had ever done. Yeah. So, yeah, I have to say that was one of the most memorable things I'd ever done.
That is huge.
Yep.
Hey, how about the largest crowd that you ever performed for? And this could have been with any band whatsoever, but do you remember the largest crowd?
It probably had to be at Seven Springs with Downtown Sound. Yeah. That place, back in the earlier days, that place would be packed.
Yeah.
And that was back still when they had both rooms going at the same time.
Yes, I remember that, and people don't believe me to this day when I used to say that it was nothing for them to pack a couple thousand people.
Oh yeah, that was
in the total of both of those rooms.
Yeah, that was a different day,
Oh yeah,
and maybe next to that was when we played with Paula Brothers. Now that I think about it, when we played with Paula Brothers, Richie Tokars was with us on that trip because they were getting an award for Stella at the Wheel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because Richie had written that song and with Bob, I think it was.
And, I never knew that.
Yeah, and so that probably had, and that was when that was at Red Carpet Inn. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I sure do.
Yeah, and you know what kind of crowds they used to get there. There was another big, huge place. Yeah, so that was probably one of the other bigger venues. Yeah,
unbelievable, totally unbelievable. You've shared the stage with a lot of musicians too. Do you have a favorite song that you like to play or sing? Or did you have a favorite song that you liked to play at that particular time?
I usually end up singing with just about everybody. Now I'm going to forget it right now. On Top of the Hill Waltz.
Oh, I've got that one queued up already, baby.
Yeah, that's usually a big request. And Everyone Loves Someone. Those were the two that I usually get requests for all the time. So,
yeah, awesome. Let's see here. I can't believe that we are past the 6:00 mark Eastern time, and I really have a few more questions. Are you able to stay with me here, or are we okay?
However long it takes, my friend. I'm still in shock that I'm here.
Oh.
doing this with you. Really, I mean, I always think of myself just as the guy behind the scenes. I'm just that guy who plunks out a bunch of bottom notes.
No, that's definitely not it. And we have a mutual friend. I have a very good friend, close friend. I have like 3 really best friends here in Western New York. And one of them, you know very, very well. His name is Mark Cohan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Mark also said, make sure that I give you the number for you to give him a call if you don't have it. Which I'll do that after the broadcast for sure, or I'll send it to you in a private message. But he said, yeah, he'd love to be able to get a chance to chat with you and just, reminisce about some of the stuff, because he's a big fan as well of yours.
Oh, well, I appreciate that very much. Yes, Mark and I have talked on Facebook on occasion. So
yeah. And unfortunately, his Facebook account, I think, got hacked, and he wasn't able to bring it back in. I told him, I says, maybe try a different name. And I guess he also tried that, but you may see him resurrect another Facebook account at some point in the not too distant future. Hey, Fred, would you have ever imagined in your wildest dreams that your music career would have taken you this far or brought you this far?
No, not really. No, I mean, it was kind of just something to do, and that's partly why I never took it to just playing music. I always had my work. I started working like 2 weeks after I graduated high school at an engineering outfit. And
great.
I've never stopped doing that.
Now, good, because that brings me to another question. What do you do for a living? Without divulging the company name, you and I chatted about this, but you said, hey, I can say the company name because it's my company. So go ahead and let her rip.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I used to work for a couple of different outfits, which I won't mention, but
thank you.
We did a lot of engineering work in steel mills and that kind of stuff. And that pretty much right after I started working at the engineering outfit, I answered an ad for a draftsman to do like moonlighting work, and that turned into an actual business. So I had my own business besides working full-time at doing drafting work out of my house, and that continued until I had a customer who asked me, they recognized my work because I'd always do that stuff for someone else.
Yeah.
And they recognized my work and asked me if I'd be willing to do that full-time. And I says, well, that's the impetus I need right here to jump right in and, go full time. So, yeah, I started FJE Company Enterprises early on, and then went full time. And I think it was 1992 when I actually shot out on my own and work out of my home.
Good.
So I do drafting services for contractors. Everything is done in 3D now, so it's almost like playing video games.
Is that right?
So,
is that like AutoCAD, or am I dating myself here?
No, I still use AutoCAD. A lot of people use another program called Revit, but I use AutoCAD. I'm old school.
Gotcha.
And I actually try and make my drawings look like I hand drew them. So, but I've had one of my customers I've had for 30 years already. A plumbing contractor that I do a lot of work here in the city of Chicago.
Okay.
We touched, I'll bet, half of the blocks in downtown area with projects that we've done. Yeah. So.
Interesting. Who did you idolize growing up?
I don't know that I had it.
You didn't have an idol?
I don't think so. No, I was always too busy doing stuff. so yeah, I don't know if I really had an idol per se.
Okay.
No, I can't think of any, sir.
No,
Sorry.
Nope, not at all. How about this? Do you have a most embarrassing moment on stage or off stage? It really doesn't matter. But I'd say probably on stage. Do you have a most embarrassing moment you can share with everybody?
Not an on-stage one. Paula Brothers used to like to mess with me. So we were on a bus trip from Detroit one time.
Okay.
And as is usual with the bus trips of old, there would be alcoholic beverages imbibed upon.
Okay.
And so apparently I had a little bit too much, and my good buddy Stanley Kujawa at one point had to take me. Everybody stopped for a bathroom break on the bus trip.
Okay.
And at that point, my buddy Stanley Kujawa threw me over his shoulder and threw me onto the picnic table in the middle of winter.
Oh.
And took pictures. Somebody has pictures of this somewhere. Stanley's sister, I think, has pictures of me splayed out on this picnic table. Like, oh boy, yeah.
Yikes. Well, you've
Yeah.
played a lot of festivals. You've done a lot of tours. Have you done cruises?
No, I've never done one of those. I don't know if I'd have an interest. I'd be afraid of getting sick. I don't know. I mean, I go fishing when I go to Michigan, and I'm always in the boat, and it gets pretty choppy out there. But I don't know if I could do one of those big cruise ships. I don't know. I've never done one.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well,
How about you, Robin? Have you done any?
I
Curious.
have had the pleasure of playing on 4 cruises. Let's see, 1 with the Dynatones, 2 with Big Steve and the Bel Airs, and 1 with the Trolltones, going way back to my start with the Trolltones back in 1976. My second job with the Trolltones was actually a cruise on I want to say it was the Jubilee, which I don't know if it's still in, or they may have pulled it and rebuilt one and popped another Jubilee in through Carnival. I'm not sure. I
okay.
remember somebody mentioning something about that, and I said, yeah, I was on the Jubilee back in 1976. And I find it hard to believe that ship would still be sailing today, but I guess anything is possible.
Oh yeah. Yep. They rebuilt the Badger in Michigan, so anything. It's a old steamship. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, gotcha. Now, I have 2 more questions. And Fred, again, I thank you ever so much for not only joining Jerry and I today, but also just being able to spend some time talking about your story. I think I mentioned to you when we first talked about this, gosh, this was a while ago that we've been trying to get you on here, but I said, it's not going to be a standard, okay, so what's your favorite color? What do you do? We let the interviewee kind of just take the mic and take charge. And that's exactly what you did today. And it makes the time go by so quickly. But again, I do want to thank you ever so much for allowing us to take up some time.
Well, again, it's my privilege, Robin. I mean, here again, I never think of myself as like anybody that would have even been asked to do this. So I'm honored for sure. Definitely.
And I don't know if you've heard Jerry and I talk about this before, but I have to give her the Atta Girls and the pat on the back, because during COVID is when we first started this shindig with Sunday interviews. Our first interview back during COVID was Joe Oberitis in Florida. And Joe and I have been friends for years. Jerry and I stayed down by him a couple of times over the years. Of course, when he was big with Disney, he got us into Disney a few years in a row and took us around on tours and everything. Just an amazing guy. But I digress with this. I wanted to say that, doing these interviews was originally focused on the band leaders. And Jerry said, what would be kind of cool is let's talk to some of the sidemen, because I'm sure they have some ideas and crazy stories of their own. Well, needless to say, she was right again, and she's sitting next to me, so I really shouldn't be be saying
nice
that.
about me when I'm sitting here.
I couldn't be saying that
Thanks,
loud.
Jerry.
Oh boy.
Straighten that guy out, will you?
Well, one of our first 2 interviews of sidemen was Mr. Mike Stupinski.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. Whitey Rignetz was our second one. And congratulations to Whitey once again, because he has taken the Leon Kazicki Award at the IPA this year. We are so happy for him and can't wait to see him. He's going to be in town here in Buffalo for Dingus Day. We know that for a fact. But, okay, I want to ask you 2 more questions, if I may.
Okay.
And this one is kind of a no-brainer. Do you have a favorite breakdown story? At least one breakdown on the road that, other than maybe the standard flat tire and stuff like that. Do you have anything juicy?
No, I don't think we. When I started with the Paula Brothers, I had pretty much a brand new Chevy van, full size, and so we hauled all our equipment in my van. And probably the scariest thing that happened was when Paula Brothers had a gig down in Danville, Illinois, and it was in the middle of winter. I remember specifically, and we're driving down there, and it was literally a terrible storm. You know how like the sky gets gray. You could still, it's like light but not light, and you could see the power lines on these high power poles. They're just moving all over the place. The wind was really tough to keep us on the road.
Oof.
So I think we drove down there about 5 miles an hour. It took probably 3 times longer than we ever did. They actually sent out state troopers to look for us because we were that late for this gig.
Oh wow.
And when we got to the gig, we were all tired. When you're driving through that kind of stuff, it gets pretty tense. So, but we played the gig and we ended up staying overnight. The next day was sunny and beautiful, and we drove home and made it home all in one piece.
Beautiful.
But we never broke down.
Well,
thankfully. I hear some horror stories from friends of mine about trailers and wheels.
Oh yeah.
And it's
exactly.
like that's pretty dangerous stuff.
And I have to mention a gal out in Chicago that Jerry and I truly love. We'll see her at a few events this spring and summer. And that, of course, is Karen Hootie. And Karen said she loves Freddie, one of the finest vocalists and a good friend. So we wanted to
Karen's
definitely make sure that we mention Karen.
Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it very much. Yeah.
Okay. And in closing, I would like to ask you, what advice would you give to someone, Fred, who wants to get started in music, any genre of music? Maybe they want to be a musician. Maybe they want to be a frontman, a vocalist, whatever. What advice would you give them, Fred?
I don't know if I'm really qualified to give advice.
Oh,
but,
I think you are. I think you are.
I think you just have to pick something that you have a deep interest in and follow it through. If it's, I have a friend down in Nashville who we just had a conversation about this. He wished he had taken actual lessons, but he's masterful at his instrument without ever having taken a lesson. Some people are blessed with that gift.
Yeah.
If you're blessed with that gift, fine. Don't fret over not taking lessons, kind of a thing. But I would suggest just so you can kind of get a hang of what the whole game is all about, take lessons and follow it through. If you don't like it, you can always change and do something else.
Yeah, that's a good thought process. I do like that. Hey, Fred, again, I can't thank you enough on behalf of Jerry and I for joining us here on Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon edition where we get a chance to talk with our favorite musician of all times. April the 6th is this edition, and it will be available on YouTube for quite a few years. So if you missed any of it, or you'd love to, and not you haven't missed any of it. Gosh, you've been through the whole thing. But if any of our viewers or listeners have missed any of this whatsoever, they can tune us in on youtube.com, go to Polkas After Dark, and just type in Fred Edelmaier interview, or even just Fred interview, and it comes up with all the different interviews that we have. Fred, again, I love you, buddy, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Same here, Robin. I appreciate the offer and the ability to be able to come online with you. I love your show, and you guys do a fantastic job. I love all the graphics and stuff you guys do.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes it's hokey, but we still love it anyhow.
Oh, that's what makes it fun, man. It's like, and you play some of the best music online. So,
thank you.
I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you so
And once
much.
again, I appreciate for you having me on. I really do.
All
It
right,
means a
Fred.
lot.
Have yourself a great week, and you and I will talk soon, but I will send you a private message to get a hold of Mr. Kohan at some point,
all right.
maybe this week. And we've got a song right now coming up with you singing that beautiful waltz, and here's one called On Top of the Hill Waltz. Here's the Downtown Sound. Do, man, listen to that voice. Unbelievable. Hey, and Freddie plays the basse. I remember him talking about this particular song, Jerry.
Okay.
And it's a song that Downtown Sound recorded. It's one called We Are Polka Musicians. A good evening to the lovely Vicky Mattis Zabrowski. Also to Jen Pianowski. She's here. And, of course, Jail.
Musicians, we practice every day. We sing and play our polkas the old Chicago way. With Freddie and Danny, Voodoo Greg and our drummer Ray. He is a fine musician, he practiced every day. He likes to play his clarinet, and this is how he plays the clarinet, and he plays the clarinet. He is a fine musician, he practiced every day. He likes to play his trumpet, and this is how he plays the trumpet, Voodoo plays his trumpet. He is a fine musician, he practiced every day. He likes to play the basse, and this is how he plays the basse, Freddie plays the basse. He is a fine musician, he practiced every day. He likes to play his squeeze box, and this is how he plays the squeeze box, Greg likes to play his squeeze box. He is a fine musician, he practiced every day. He likes to be the drummer, and this is how he plays the drummer, Melvin is our drummer. We are polka musicians, we'll sing and play for you. We hope that you've enjoyed this, our happy polka tune. With Freddie and Danny, Voodoo Greg and our drummer Ray. Now we'll say so long to you, we must be on our way.
Downtown Sound, and we've got one more song that we want to send out for Ricky Pianowski. He loves this song. And hey, we're going to say hi to Mark Jansen. Mark said hello to Robin, Jerry, and Freddie. Sorry that I just saw you log on there, Mark, so I apologize. But Fred will be watching this a little bit later on, not only on Facebook but also on YouTube. And we're going to say hi to Lisa and Greg Skavranek down there in the Ville. Jeff Cook. It was great to see you, Jeff, today and chat with you a little bit about some old times. Let's see here. Jeff Midtech is here with us. Also, Don Lula is here. John Fadala. Looks like Valerie and Nick Nido have tuned in. And once again, congratulations, Mr. Mark Jansen, on your award with the IPA. Jeff and Gail, a.k.a. Jail, said, hi, it was great to see you both today.
It was great to see them.
We had a blast with them. We always do, though. Shame we don't get a chance to do it more. Hey, but this song we're going to send out to Ricky Pianowski. He loves this song. Greg Novak on the box. Here's one called Betty's Polka.
It's party time in Buffalo, New York. Hi, everybody. This is Jimmy Sturr, and I'm looking forward to that big Dingus Day celebration. It'll be, of course, the day after Easter, April 21st. The Jimmy Sturr Band, we're coming to town, and we'll be performing at the Pussy Willow Park starting at 7 p.m. It's going to be a party. Why don't you join us? We'll see you Dingus Day, Buffalo, New York, 7 p.m. at the Pussy Willow Park.
Yeah, everybody, when you get a chance, take and hit a couple of different spots. You know, Jerry and I are going to be over at that fabulous M Hotel starting on Saturday, the 19th of April. Gosh, that's coming up in exactly 2 weeks, Jerry. 2 weeks from yesterday already. And we're going to see a lot of folks there. As a matter of fact, we're going to give away a pair of tickets either for Sunday or Monday. And I just have to make sure that we bring that up on the screen. Please make sure that if you're going to call us, we're going to give you a number. And if you're going to call us, please make sure that you're able to attend, because we'd love to be able to see you. But don't call us if you're not going to be able to get the tickets and attend. We are going to take, well, let's see here. How about if we just bring the number up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can just go grab the phone.
I was gonna say,
we
we
will
need
take
to grab the phone.
we will take a caller number 4. Caller number 4 at 240-2625. All right, can't read the screen. It's 716-240-2625. Give us a call. We will take caller number 4 for a pair of tickets for either Sunday or Monday. You can't break them up. You can't take one for Sunday and one for Monday. It's got to be either 2 and 2. But here is a band that's going to be performing at a couple of different places. Right now, here is John Gurra and Gurrale. We have our winner, folks. Please do not make any more calls. We are going to say that the system is shut down right now, but we'll give you some more in the upcoming broadcasts. Congratulations to Donna Zielinski on the phone talking to Jerry.
Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with me. When you dance, you have a way with me, sway with me, sway with me. All the dancers may be on the floor, but my eyes will see no one but you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violins long before it begins. Sway us only, baby, you know how. Sway me close, sway me now. I can hear the sound of violins long before war it begins. Sway us only, baby, you know how. Sway me close, oh, sway me now. Sway us only, baby, you know how. Sway me close, sway me now.
That's John Gora and Gorale. They're going to be performing over at St. Stan's. I think it's from noon until 10. They're going to be alternating with Al Pietkowski and the jam band that he has together with the Al Pietkowski brothers. And we have a song that the Pietkowski brothers were kind enough to send to us last year. Nope, that's definitely not. That's the Pella brothers. I just saw the P up there. I says, okay, well that's it. But no, that's not what that's not what I wanted. But you know what? We're gonna bring up Robbie Pietkowski to sing a song. Here is one called "Never Ending Song of Love."
Got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I wanna do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd have a never-ending love for you. After all this time of being alone, we're gonna love one another, live for each other from now on. You'll be mine. I've got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I wanna do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd have a never-ending love for you. I've got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I wanna do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd have a never-ending love for you. After all the time of being alone, we're gonna love one another, live for each other from now on. You'll be mine, I'll be yours all of the time. I've got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I wanna do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd have a never-ending love for you.
Hey, there's Robbie Pietkowski singing one for you guys, one called Never Ending Love. Once again, it's going to be the Al Pietkowski brothers. He's got a jam band together with Frankie Daigle and a whole bunch of folks that are going to be playing. And then also John Gura is going to be there, as well as PCM, the Polka Country Musicians. Jerry, why don't you mention a little bit about the Mon Valley Push that's going to be performing?
Mon Valley Push will be performing at Corpus Christi on Dingus Day from 6 until 9 p.m. Before that, they have a family-friendly event where they have some activities like a pre-parade, kid-friendly, free admission, kids activities. Noon to 5, they've got bowling games, activities, bounce house. So take your kids there prior to, and then take them home, and then come back.
Yeah, there you go. Take them home and then come back so you can enjoy yourself.
Well, the nighttime is an adult party.
It's for the adults.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you can still introduce your kids to Dingus Day, have a good time with them, get them home to the babysitter, and then come out and listen to Mon Valley Push.
Polka już mnie wołała. Pamiętaj, Lusia, o tym, że śpiewie rączkę podała. Pamiętaj, Lusia, o tym, że śpiewie rączkę podała. Będę na cię czekała, choćby i długie lata. Zwojenki lubię wrócić, synek będzie woła tata. Wojenki lubię wrócić, synek będzie woła tata.
And there you go, the Mon Valley Push. I'll be waiting polka. You're going to be seeing them perform live over at the, come on,
I'm sorry, Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi. That's right. You're dancing around with all of those different ads, and
know.
go ahead and
Well, that's what I was
mention these guys
concentrating
right
on.
now, if
All
you
right.
wouldn't mind.
Okay, Potts Deli is going to be featuring the music of Frankie Lishka and Blue Magic, which is the IPA Band of the Year, and America's Polka Sweetheart, Stephanie. Doors open at 2 until ? Tickets are only $12 or $15 at the door. As always, there'll be Polish food available, and it is tasty.
Yes, sirree. It's going to be a great time. They're also there. Frank Lishka and Blue Magic is also there on Sunday,
Yes,
Easter
they are.
Sunday, along with the Polka Generations band.
That's what I had
They are going to
here,
be performing there as well.
Yes, admission for
And-
that's only $12.
Yeah. Hey, and we also want to make mention while we're bringing some things to light,
Save
we
the
want to
date,
make
save
sure
the
that
date,
you save the date for this
save
event.
The date, save the date, save the date for Buffalo Polka Boosters 55th Annual Summer Picnic. Sunday, July 13th, 2025, at the location we were at last year, which is Clocks Grove, 1245 Seneca Creek Road, West Seneca, New York. Music will be provided by 7, and a good time will be had by all. More details to follow.
Yes, sirree. Hey, and again, folks, we want to remind you that Jerry and I are going to be hanging out with Val Bukowski and all the kids over. You're going to be there too, by the way. We just want you to know
They
that.
should be. Better be.
Yeah, you know what? Because Saturday night, Jerry and I are going to be doing a live broadcast from the Twigs Hotel. And that is inside
Twigs
the
Lounge.
Twigs Lounge, the M
The
Hotel.
M.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to juggle
I know.
a whole
See,
bunch
we're
of
both
these
doing
things
too
here.
much right now.
Yeah.
We're trying to get everything out there.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we got like
Dingus
20
Day
minutes
Welcome
yet to go.
Party is free admission from 7 to 10 p.m. Robin and I will have some giveaways. We will have a bunch more to announce soon about that event. We're also going to be hanging out with Lenny Gomolka and Chicago Push and Polka Country Musician on Sunday.
Musicians.
They're playing.
There's more than one
I said musician.
musician.
Whatever. It depends who's playing that day.
That's
How's
right.
that?
That's true.
I can't count them all. But there is a doors open at 5. There is an official
Official.
Dingus Day.
That's a new word.
Pickup.
Hey, it's going to be official.
And the blessing of the instrument. See, I did good on Chris's. I
You
can't
need
do
to,
two
you
in a
need
row.
to be blessed.
They do the blessing of the instruments, which is really a very nice thing for all the musicians to come and bring
Yes.
their instruments to have blessed. $10 to get in, get you the music of Lenny Gomolka and Chicago Push and Polka Country Musicians, which we all know are both two awesome bands, which will be so much fun. On Monday, Val's Dingus Day celebration will start at noon to 4 p.m. with another live broadcast from Robin and I in the Tropical Courtyard Pool Bar.
Yeah. Where
That
the gazebo
is
is. You know where it's at.
Yeah, free
They
admission
got that
event.
little waterfall in there.
$2 well drinks during the pool party
Well.
only. Well. Oh, that would be perfect for him.
Yeah, see?
Music in the Ballroom starts at 6 p.m., featuring Polka Family and debuting in Buffalo, New Generation from Wisconsin. In the Courtyard, which is also part of this event, there will be country music by Hazard County and classic rock by Flipside, which are two great bands there. So total of 4 bands
Yes.
for only $15. Make sure you get your tickets. Get your tickets early. For more information, give Val a call at 716-381-7517 or email dingusdayny@aol.com, or hang out with us because we'll be giving you updated information probably starting next week.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Now, also, if you're going to join Jerry and I for the event on Saturday, the 19th, we just talked to Val a little while ago, and he said to let everybody know that if you come out Saturday evening, have a drink at the bar over at Twigs Lounge at the Hotel, he is going to be giving some tickets away at half price. So listen to this. Half price. You're going to get discounted tickets. I want to say that, discounted, because I think they're $15 for Monday. You're going to get them for $10. So,
or you can look at it this way. You could do like buy one, get one.
BOGO.
Yeah,
there you go.
So you only have to pay for one person to get in and bring your you know.
Yeah,
for nothing.
Yeah, this is great. I'm loving this show tonight. We're trying to rush and get everything in, and
yes,
unfortunately,
there's so much to say.
Yeah.
There's more than enough events going on for Dingus Day.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite time of the year. I actually saw a post that I did a number of years ago. There were 27 bands in Buffalo playing, and I only got to see 5 of them.
Yeah.
So that's pretty disappointing.
And I think Linda Petrozeski said there's like 22 or 27
like
bands.
There's a lot of bands that are
this
going to
year
be
that are going to
this
be
year.
in town, because she makes a T-shirt with all the different
Yes,
bands, and then
yes.
she's got like a check mark. So you just walk over to her, grab a black Sharpie, and just check it off, or
I did
draw
that
a line
one year.
through it, or
I
whatever.
went out and that's the year that had 27 bands, and I only made it to see 5 of them.
Jeez. Hey, you know, Veronica Costa is on. We want to say hello to Veronica, and we understand that The Beat is going to be performing in, I think it's Schenectady, somewhere around Albany, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to, Veronica, send us a flyer on that at polkasafterdark@gmail.com. Send a flyer over for that, because we'd love to let people know about that as well. And when we're doing our broadcast on Saturday over at the Hotel on the 19th from 7 to 10, or maybe later, and we can definitely hit that on Monday as well, from noon to 4, as we're doing the broadcast over in the Courtyard. So that would be a lot of fun.
It's a lot.
And
she
said, I will. Thanks. That's good.
I haven't said hi to the people in
Oh, we'll definitely do
over
that.
yonder here.
Oh, please.
So we've got Muddy Acres, which is Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Nikita's here. Dare Bear, Xander, Mike Catanzaro, Trinity, and Noah Harding.
Noah Harding.
Good evening to you.
That is great. And let's go ahead. We're going to switch it up a little bit. I love this song. Here is, everybody knows Jackie Libera, right? Well, his daughter Jenna did a song with Stephen Kaminsky's Dream Team. And here's one called Sunshine.
Driving round through the city,
a nice song. I love that. That is an awesome song. Hey, folks, if you are going to be in the Western New York area, aka the Cheektowaga, New York area, we want to make sure that you get a hold of a ticket, and you can call us right now. We will take caller number 6 at 716-240-2625. That's 716-240-2625. And let's go with Sunday. We're going to give away 2 tickets. These are free tickets, not discounted tickets. These are free tickets for Easter Sunday. Give us a call right now. Here is Polka Country Musicians. As promised, we cheated him out of this, Noah, yesterday. Here is one called Magic Touch. We have our caller number 6. Thank you so much. No more calls right now. We do have a winner.
The wonder of your magic touch. You're the only one I love. I can't stop dreaming of the wonder of your magic touch.
There you go, Mr. Noah. That's one for you. It's called the Magic Touch. And let's go ahead and get a tune up here by Polka Family.
Lasting love together, so we'll never part.
Okay, folks, we have our winner once again, so thank you so much, and thank you, Val Bukowski, for allowing us to give away some tickets for Easter Sunday and also Dingus Monday. Hey, don't forget that Jerry and I are going to be giving away some, well, not giving away, but they're going to be discounted tickets on Saturday, April the 19th. If you come out and you join us over there at the M Hotel between 7 and 10 p.m., you're going to get your tickets for $5 off. You're going to save $5 for Dingus Day Monday. And that is going to be great because they're charging $15 at the door. You can get an advance ticket for just $10.
You know I love you. Won't you be my girl forevermore?
Yeah, there's a little bit of Polka family. Jerry, once again, give a quick rundown of all the folks that are in the chat rooms. I have to find a song for Mr. Grimala that we promised him.
Okay, we have... Oh, my phone is going crazy. Your phone is going crazy. Yeah. We have the Muddy Acres with us. That's Jeff from not too far away from us. We have Nikita, Dare Bear, Xander, My Cat and Zero. Trinity is with us.
And Nikita wanted a song that
she did, but
we have Nickels and Dimes by Happy Ritchie, but we don't have that selection by Joe Stanky, unfortunately.
We have Noah Harding with us, and that kind of, and a bunch of others that are hanging out with us over here, just not in the chat room. So we're going to say good evening to all of you.
Yeah.
Good evening and good night. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe this is, we've got about 3 more minutes here, but we're going to go ahead and do a waltz. And as I promised Mr. Steve Grimala, I'm just trying to find it here because I don't show the one that he was looking for. And I think it was In the Fields, if I'm not mistaken. But what we'll do is we will definitely get a song for Mr. Steve. Let's go ahead and get something in here. Jerry, go ahead and mention some of the folks here on Facebook as well.
Okay, well, since you last said hello, we have Kathy Urbanchik with us, Jan Dressler, Joanne Novakowski, Chris Wino, Mike Costa, Pete Wojcik,
Peter,
Christine Morosek, Christine Holchek, and Bob Szymanski. They have all joined us.
And Amanda.
Yeah.
If Christine's here, that means Amanda is not too far behind.
She's chained to it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we did already say hi to Ronnie Costa.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. You know, I am trying to find that.
Well, you're going to have to play something because we're running out of time.
No, that's fine because I can definitely do that. Yeah, and we're gonna bring something up here by... how about the Dynatones? Let's go ahead and do, how about this? Off of the Winning Combination, here's To Mary's Waltz. Here is the Brass Connection.
Spotkały się i mówiły sobie, a potem mnie Stasia
bit of TBC, To Mary's Waltz. Mr. Steve, sorry that we didn't get a chance to grab that song. I was looking for it. I cannot find it, unfortunately. He didn't really know the actual name of it. I thought it was In the Fields, but that is something that is not available tonight, but we will definitely get that for him next week, Saturday, because I'm sure he's going to be here. Hey, we're going to finish out with a Pala Brothers song, and it is, of course, Stella at the Wheel. Oh, you know what? It's Downtown Sound. Stella at the wheel. Here is Mr. Bob Bobin. Hey, folks, as we always say around this time, we appreciate you putting us on here tonight. Thanks for putting us on. If you are listening from your vehicle,
thanks for the ride.
Thanks for the ride. You're talking, and we're going to be back next week, Saturday. We promise. We really do.
Okay, here we go, Stella, but don't be a fender bender. I take Stella out to drive, I just pray to stay alive. She does 50 right away, and that's still in our driveway. I wish that she would slow down while she's driving through the town. She don't know her left from right. She scares everyone in sight. Oh, I don't know what to do. Stoplight's red, she goes right through. Every time she hits the brake, it gives me a bad headache. I just can't go on no more. Someone help me out the door. You gotta have some nerves of steel with my Stella at the wheel. Stella, watch your backside, Stella. Okay, Stella, here we go again. I see lights, they're flashing red. I tell her there's a train ahead. I tell her to hit the brakes, but she just accelerates. There's not much that I can say. Close my eyes and start to pray. Guess I should have stayed in bed, but I didn't use my head. Well, I told you all I know. Now it's time for me to go. If you're smart, you'll all agree. Never give your wife the key. If she has to travel far and she wants to use the car, save yourself a lot of fuss. Give her money for the bus.